listening to The Announcer's Table with Daryl and Ian. This podcast is presented by RingIcon.com, the social networking site for wrestlers, fans, promoters, and everything indie wrestling. Log on today and create your profile, and as always, enjoy the show.
Hey guys, this is Ian.
And this is good.
I'm sure it's lovely. It's in the best cup in the
great.
world. Yeah. Tastes
Have you
like
ever
me.
had a Dr. Pepper Mioka?
No. What's
That's what that is. I just invented it. Trademark.
Mioka? Sure.
Mioka. Isn't that a word?
No.
Mioka?
No.
What's that fancy stuff you get at coffee houses?
Mocha?
That's not it. It's Mioka.
No. Well, today is Friday, so that's a pros segment. So today we're going to be talking about Raw, Impact, and we're previewing
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions coming up this Sunday. So, what's the word on the street?
Word on the street is that the Goldust and Randy Orton match was off the chain.
And it was. It was off the chain.
Like, everybody's talking about it. Everybody wants to see it again. Everybody's blowing up about it. So, I mean,
Goldust did something good for his career.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been in WWE in a while. They said on Raw when they were actually the match was going on, I think it's been 2.5 years since he's been on Raw, but
something like
it
that.
seems like it was much longer than that. I don't know. I mean, but it was great. I mean, one, I love Goldust's entrance. He has a presence about him. For me, it's a nostalgia of. I think that was one of the main things is that it was Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And that's something that no other wrestler in the WWE has anymore. Even if they were around in the Attitude Era, they don't act or portray anything of the Attitude Era, and Goldust does. So.
Well, you know me, I was a big loser, and I had to watch the match on YouTube because a lot of Mondays I get tied up with work.
Yes.
But so I mean, I watched it on YouTube, and I have to agree, I thought it sucked. I mean, I thought it was awesome. But I mean, I thought it was great. I like seeing stars like that come back. I know you wasn't really fond of his interview segment or his promo segment he did.
Yeah, just because I mean it draws away from the character of Goldust.
Yeah, because he didn't talk as Goldust. He talked as
he was portraying as Cody Rhodes' brother. You know, that was the whole point of it, was to save Cody Rhodes from getting fired.
But you know, the whole thing with Dustin is he could never get over as Dustin anyways. I mean, he did a little while in WCW.
Yeah. But
the thing that really put him over the top was Goldust. So everybody knows they're wanting to say him, they have for years. So everybody can know it's him, but he has to wrestle like Goldust for him to get that pop and to get over. Because had he just come out as Dustin Rhodes and wanted to fight, nobody would have. I
love the whole Shattered Dreams thing and the whole entrance.
24-karat production.
Yeah, I love that because they do a video effect on the entrance and it looks really cool. I mean, it's unique and it's awesome. So I enjoyed it. But the match as a physical wrestling match was phenomenal. I mean, it was one of the best Raw matches I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
So.
Well. Yeah, I don't know if he's been really doing any independent shows or anything like that.
I think he has. I follow him on Twitter. He seems to be doing a lot of independent stuff, but
he still looks in shape.
Yeah, I mean he's doing pretty good. I mean, if the WWE doesn't pull him back for a little while, I would be surprised.
Well, I mean, I could see with him having that match the way he did, and the storyline going on with Cody, I could see something like that going down.
No,
because you heard. Cody tweeted. Yes. That he didn't ask Dustin to do this, and it goes way beyond that. It goes back to the McMahons and the Rhodes just having a feud in general from back in the 70s.
Right.
So I could see them kind of maybe expanding the story a little bit.
That would be cool.
Maybe they didn't think it was going to get all this hype that it has with him getting fired. And
I'm sure that Triple H and the writing teams back there just creating new stories.
Absolutely. I'd like to see where it goes.
So
I mean, you know what? It can never. Nothing that happens with Goldust can be. There's two things that stick in mind. One was halfway decent. The other one was just kind of scary. where he got his Goldust outfit ripped off and he was wearing lingerie.
Yeah.
And then the other one I thought was okay, but it was the movie lot brawl, Goldust versus Roddy Piper, and they fought everywhere. Like Goldust got hit with a car, or maybe it was the other way around.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And so it was just a big. So I mean, it can only go up.
Yeah.
And he's looking. I mean, he looked great. So, what else about Raw?
I mean, not a whole lot. I mean, it seems like it was just a continuation of the same old for the last couple weeks. I mean, it seems like they're crying and get very emotional on Raw recently. The whole storyline with Big Show, and it sounds like, I mean, they keep calling him the Giant and they call him Paul, and so I don't know if they're gonna like convert him to the Giant again. I would love for him to be considered the Giant again instead of the Big Show. I always thought of him that way from WCW, but I don't. It really doesn't matter. But that's personal preference.
But you know, I've seen a little bit of complaints about the way the story's going, and I have to agree with some other people. I'm for it. All right, you get a bunch of fans and stuff like that. They always bitch about, we want to see something fresh. We want to see something new. We want to see something different. And then when they get it, they start bitching about that.
Yeah.
Come on. Look, this is different. It's, they're being creative. I mean, granted, we've seen a version of these storylines before, years before, but this is a different take on it. And I like it. I like where it's going. I like how Triple H all of a sudden has like these true haters. I've never really liked Triple H. You don't like he's doing his job right. If you're not liking him now, he's doing his job right.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree. I mean, we'll see where it goes. I'm not 100% for it, but I'm not 100% against it. I'm kind of just sure. Let's see what happens. I mean just think about it. I mean, they've been Raw and WWE has been on TV for what, 20-something years, 25 years or something like that.
No. It hasn't been that long because I was 17, I think, when Raw started. 16, 17.
So, like, 100 years or something.
Yes, 100 years. That's how old I am. But about, maybe it has been 20 years. I don't know.
Something like that. But you got to think that they've been creating storylines for 20 years. You know what I mean?
So some are going to get rehashed.
Right. And, I mean, just coming up with brand new ideas that you've never heard of is going to be difficult. Yeah. But especially having to run a show every Monday and Friday,
and Wednesday and Sunday and Tuesday and
the Thursday. Big stories don't have impact.
They got a lot of stuff they got to write for. So
I agree, but so
I want to touch on something real quick. I'm going to go too in depth with it because we're going to talk more about it on when we review the pay-per-view or preview the pay-per-view. RVD coming out with the ring announcer. All right, I think, this is my opinion. I could be wrong. All right, he come back. What's his name? Ricardo. Come back, and he got beat up by Alberto Del Rio. All right, we all know why he was out suspended. We all know why. So now he's partnered with RVD. I'm thinking we could see a turn, and it was like a whole kind of in your face, we're against you the whole time, and they just screw over RVD and.
Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, we'll have to see because I really have no idea whether I'm not crazy about Ricardo being with RVD. Yeah. I don't think it really meshes that well.
Well, I think that's why it's going to be a turn thing.
Yeah, and so it could be a turn, but we'll see.
But because I don't. All right, we'll talk more about that because I got some other stuff I want to say. Anything else on Raw you want to cover?
Not really. Raw, I mean, it's just, I think between the last pay-per-view and now, between SummerSlam and Night of Champions, I think it's kind of just been fluff. You know what I mean? Other than the whole Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, well, they're building this whole McMahon or Triple H storyline. That's going to go till WrestleMania. Right. So, I mean, we got a few more months of those. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm kind of digging it. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about Impact real quick.
Yeah, that was great. So let's move on.
So that we've kind of been seeing this coming for a couple of weeks. Right. Mr. Anderson. I almost said Kennedy. I wanted to say Mr. Anderson has been frustrated in the ranks of Aces and Eights,
which I'm very happy for. One, Mr. Anderson, is a really good wrestler, and I think him and Bubba Ray will make some really good matches.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. Whatever, same thing. But I'm excited to see them work each other. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, well, this is going to have to be the end of Aces and Eights. All right, because
finally,
Devon's gone.
Right.
So this is what it leaves. It leaves Doc. Is it Doc?
Yeah.
All right, it leaves Doc.
No, Doc.
No,
left.
not Doc. Knox. It leaves
yeah.
Knox, Wes Briscoe, Garrett Bischoff.
Yeah. And Bully Ray.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of getting run down, but with Kurt Angle being out, I guess they needed that new face because nobody else in the main event Mafia can really be that face to take on Bully Ray like that.
Right.
I would love if it could be Magnus, but I don't think he's quite to that level yet. But I'm a huge Magnus fan. But I like this. I like that it doesn't necessarily mean that Kennedy is turning baby or whatever. But he is fighting Bully Ray tonight. Or, excuse me, he fought him last night. Whoops. He fought him last night. I don't know the outcome of it yet. But for the title. So, gigs up. We record on Thursdays, okay?
Yes.
But he's going to fight him tonight. And so we'll find out.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it's not...
By the time y'all watch this, y'all will know what happens.
Well, you might know. If not, you know.
Yeah, probably not. But I'm excited. I think that'll be some good matches because they need something. They need to stop giving
all their money to big loser talent.
That too. The microphone to AJ Styles. They need to stop letting him talk on the microphone. It is horrible.
Yeah.
He's not a good...
Well, he's a Southern Georgia kid that, I mean, he can't talk on the microphone. We know a lot of those.
Yeah. They just need to stop. They need to stick him with somebody or just let him just wrestle and do what he does.
Right. Well, that's what needs to happen. He needs to wrestle and do what he does because that's what he's known for.
Well, let me click to the Impact page real quick. That was a perfect time click.
There's Galcam.
And so we'll leave it for... Oh, man, it's gone.
And they're doing a women's pay-per-view with Impact.
TV pay-per-view.
It's just... No, I think it's a paid pay-per-view.
No way.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. I mean...
How did I miss that?
I wouldn't suggest paying for it.
No. Now, I am a fan of their women's division versus WWE's.
But it's a whole pay-per-view dedicated to their women's division.
Everybody watches this show knows how I feel. I'm not a big fan of women wrestling.
Right.
At all.
And so a whole pay-per-view
of it. I'm not.
Yeah, a whole pay-per-view.
That's the match we're talking about right there.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a badass match. Yeah. I want to see that. So
I don't like how Impact names their like TV shows, TV pay-per-views.
Well, they're just keeping the same pay-per-view names that they had.
I know, but they're doing it basically every week now. It seems like.
Yeah, it seems like. Well, because it runs for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So every 2 weeks we get a new TV pay-per-view.
Right. So I don't enjoy it, but I mean whatever. So that's basically it for Impact, right? I mean.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else for Impact. I mean, it's kind of. I have that for Impact.
One night only. Yeah.
That's what we just talking about.
Knockouts, knockdown, airing.
Oh, I think it's already happened. I think it's just like matches that they put together. I don't get that. That just doesn't make sense to me.
What, Samoa Joe?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm not saying he's a horrible wrestler because he's not. He's obviously getting paid to do what he does. I'm just not a big fan.
Right.
Of him.
You're not a big fan of it. Gotcha.
Well, we can leave on this note.
Okay.
So we'll talk about the pay-per-view.
Well, let's just knock out 2 minutes of Divas. Total Divas.
Okay. 2 minutes of Total Divas. Ready, go.
So basically, last week's Total Divas, Eva Marie got her Maxim shoot, and
JoJo was jealous.
Tried to do their singing thing, and I didn't. That was awful.
Yeah, they was like.
I mean, but
when you saw what happened, JoJo was talking to
Trinity, and she was like,
and so Trinity's like, "Well, I want in on this."
Yeah, for real.
And so kind of weaseled her way in, and so then that automatically got the other girl, Ariana or whatever, in, I get so confused now with the wrestling names and the real names because
I know
they're so back and forth, and so I'm like, all right, that's kind of sneak. That's a little, But JoJo can sing.
Right, we heard her at SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
She opened up SummerSlam, so I'm guessing they'll air that this Sunday on the mid-season finale.
Yeah,
I think is where they're going to end it at SummerSlam. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, leading into Night of Champions, Brie is on the card, but Nikki is not because Nikki's out because
she has a broken shin.
Right, that's what I was just getting at with. That's where I was going with this, Daryl.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to kill your mojo, bro.
No, it's cool. So that was the whole. Nikki is out for at least a couple months just to get her shin back in order or whatever.
Yeah.
Other than that, it looks like what's her name and what's his name. I don't really care about that, but the Armenian guy.
Are
breaking up, but
we'll see because he kind of that was the most unromantic. To me, it seemed kind of unromantic. Here, we're at a jewelry store. Let's pick out your ring.
Yeah.
And just assuming she's going to say yes. So, I mean, and then that really backfired on because he ends up downstairs and they're breaking up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he's like, I'll be here for you, baby. I'm not going anywhere. And, as soon as, like, the cameras were off and she was gone, he's, like, banging some other chick down the road.
I don't know.
He's thinking, all right, that's a pass.
No, he was probably thinking, dang, I just lost a lot of money.
Probably not.
Well, I mean,
I think he has money though. I
don't know. It doesn't matter, but I mean, it's a TV show. Most of it's scripted.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's basically what happened with our 2 minutes of.
All right. Well, let's transition going into the Divas match. We'll talk about that real quick. It's going to be
Fatal 4-Way, I believe.
Yeah, a 4-way. AJ, Natalya, Brie, Naomi. It seems like it's a little outnumbered against AJ there. So, but it's elimination. Yeah. No, it's a fatal 4-way, so it's not elimination. So, I'm curious to see. God Almighty, I hope if she drops the title to any of them, I hope it's Natalya. But I hope she doesn't drop the title.
Supposedly, is what what they're saying is that they want to drop the title to one of the ladies from, but it might not be this pay-per-view. It might be later in another pay-per-view when they want to actually put the season finale of Total Divas up. So we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes. I'm not really. I mean, that match I think would be okay because it has Natalya and AJ. They could both wrestle.
Right.
So we'll see how the other ones keep busy during the match. Let's see how that goes. Another one is the number one contenders match for the tag team titles, which consists of the Primetime Players, the Real Americans, the Usos, and the Funkasaurus people.
The Funkadactyls.
Funkadactyls. And it was some kind of dinosaur.
Sweet Tea and Brodus Clay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting a little bit. I mean...
Can I call it?
Yeah, you go ahead and call your primetime players.
They're going to win.
They're not going to win.
They're going to win.
I don't think they're going to get that big of a push. If they do, I will be shocked and disappointed with WWE.
They're going to win.
If they push somebody that hard just because they came out of the closet, that upsets me. I mean...
I'm just saying, I told you as soon as we found out, I said, watch. You didn't really agree with me. I said, but watch, we're going to start getting a push. Yeah.
And they have been winning everything. I'm all down for them getting a little bit of a push. You know what I mean? But
I'm not saying they're going to win the titles.
Well, right, but
I'm saying they're going to win this match.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, honestly,
I don't see the Shield dropping the titles right now. They're too busy with this whole.
I mean, I don't see them dropping the titles either anytime soon. So, but are they even working anybody at the pay-per-view?
I don't know. I'm looking at the matches they have listed. They don't even have.
They don't have
Dolph Ziggler and
Dolph Ziggler
Dean Ambrose.
Right.
So.
And they don't have the Wyatt family in there at all yet. I mean, they don't have.
Well, I'm thinking Night of Champions. All the titles should be on the line.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the tag titles are up. I might have missed it on Raw if they set it up.
Yeah, and they don't have it on. They only have 5 matches on here.
Right. So
it has to be more than 5 matches.
Yeah, and they don't have a pre-show match set up yet that I know of. But let's talk about the 3 main or the three other.
All right. Well, the other one is Alberto Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam, and this is all right. I don't see Rob Van Dam winning. I don't think, in my opinion, I love RVD. I know he's one of your favorites. I just don't see him as that guy. That, I think he'd be a great Intercontinental title, great United States title, whatever. I just don't see him as a heavyweight champion.
I mean, he's been the WWE champion before.
Yeah.
And, that's all you gotta say?
Yeah, I just don't see it, dude. I mean...
I know. I mean...
He just doesn't catch it for me. I mean, the crowd loves him, the audience loves him, but I just don't think he's that person to just kind of take it and run with it.
I mean, I understand.
I could be wrong.
I agree.
I know I'm not wrong very often, but I could.
All the time. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, the other thing...
Either way, I think it'll be a good match.
Right. The other thing we were talking about was, is RVD going to get screwed over by Ricardo?
I think so.
I think it's possible, very possible, to happen. So we'll just have to see on that too. Yeah.
Now, really, all right, these are the two matches that I'm looking forward to. Obviously, the next one is going to be Curtis Axel, Paul Heyman, CM Punk, three-way elimination. So I'm assuming that they eliminate CM Punk, they fight. I don't know. What does it say? It says handicap elimination match. All right, so that just rolled my theory out. Yes, but
I was thinking.
So we all know what's coming.
Right.
We all know Curtis Axel's going to get eliminated, and we all know it's going to be. But I think they're lining up to have on the next pay-per-view, Paul Heyman and CM Punk.
But what kind of match is that?
Oh, it's not going to be. It's just going to be a gimmick match. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point, and have interference.
I don't know. I mean, maybe CM Punk will.
Well, this wouldn't be the first wrestler versus manager match.
Right, I know, but I mean, somebody as good of a wrestler as CM Punk, to throw him in a gimmick match like that is kind of...
Yeah, it's a waste of him, but...
Right, but I mean, it'll be good. It'll be a good story and stuff.
Either way, I think this match will be a really good match.
I agree.
So,
but main event
is Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan. I think will be an awesome match.
I completely agree.
Because Randy Orton, I'm not really big on Randy Orton, but he is a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal wrestler, great storyteller. Daniel Bryan is just
and
awesome.
more.
I mean,
I
don't know what else to say. He's just awesome.
So I mean,
all right,
there's really not much more.
Who do you think's going to win it?
Well, let's go down. Let's go down the line and say each one. The tag match. Who do you really think?
I honestly, I think Primetime Players is going to win. Who do you think?
Either them or the Usos.
I like to see. I wouldn't mind seeing the Usos go over.
Because now that I'm thinking about it, if this is the season finale of Total Divas, John being on there a lot, he might. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll just have to see about that. But I think you're right. Either the Usos or the Primetime Players.
So you're picking Usos. I'm going Primetime Players.
Yeah. Okay. So Divas match.
I want AJ Lee to retain.
Right.
If she loses it to anybody, I'd rather it be Natalya.
Which one is Naomi? Is that Trinity or is that the other one?
No, it's Trinity, the bigger one.
Trinity? That's actually a decent lineup. I mean, because Trinity's a really good wrestler.
Trinity can wrestle.
I mean, that being in there, and actually Brie is probably my favorite of the Bella Twins, just because she's more athletic and she really...
I think she's more into...
She's focused into wrestling. She's like Daniel Bryan. Being with Daniel Bryan, I think, has focused her into, I want to be a wrestler. You know what I mean? So... I'm kind of excited about the match now.
It's a chance for her to shine because she's not paired with her sister.
Yeah.
So it's time for her to step up and show, hey, you know what? I know we had the whole twin gimmick, but I can succeed without her.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, honestly, out of those, I want AJ to keep the title, but I mean, if she's going to drop it, I don't really care for Natalya. I think I would like to see either Brie or.
We just can't agree on anything.
Well,
I want a divorce.
That's okay. Here's the papers.
All right, next match.
All right. Well, next match up is world title, Alberto versus RVD.
Alberto.
RVD. I want it. I need it. All right, CM Punk versus
Paul Heyman, Curtis Axel.
Paul Heyman, Curtis Axel.
I want CM Punk to win. I want him to be one-on-one with Paul Heyman. I just don't see it happening. I see Paul Heyman getting the win.
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of screw job in there somewhere. CM Punk's going to get screwed out of it, and they'll continue the storyline on a little longer.
So I see Paul Heyman getting the victory in this match.
Yeah,
because I think that's what's going to set up. That's going to give him the confidence and the false confidence, whatever, for his match.
All right, what about Dolph? This one's not on there, but Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose.
I like them both.
Because that's going to be a really good wrestling match. If the Shield doesn't do their BS.
Yeah.
Like we thought RVD and Dean Ambrose was going to have a great match, and that turned out to be a flop.
Yeah. Well, if it's just them two wrestling and the Shield doesn't interfere, I'm going Dean Ambrose.
I hope Ziggler doesn't drop down to the bottom of the barrel. I mean, that looks like where they're headed.
I don't know if he's pissed somebody off back there or not.
Apparently. He got the title for 2 weeks or something.
It wasn't
or no, it was like 3 weeks. It was Monday night after the pay-per-view, and then the next pay-per-view he was done. So, I mean, yeah, that sucked. But I like Ziggler as the title holder, so I hope that I don't know if I guess the title's up for grabs. So yeah, I don't see.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't see Dean Ambrose losing to.
Oh, so we agree on one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want Dolph Ziggler to win, but I don't think he will because I don't think they'll drop the title from.
Well, quick side note, Big E Lakes has been off TV a couple of weeks. They're talking about bringing him back as Baby. So I don't
like him, period. So.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to be with AJ, but.
Yeah. Main event.
I want Daniel Bryan to win.
I do too, but I don't think he will because I think they want to keep the McMahon.
Yeah, they want to keep going with it. So we're obviously going to be in agreement this one. Orton's going to retain. As much as we want, only because we're really high on Daniel Bryan, we really like Daniel Bryan. That's why we want him as champion. I think he'll make a great champion. He'll have a great run with it when they finally let him have it and go. Right. But I think Orton's going to retain. Just to keep the storyline going because it's really better for Daniel Bryan to be the chaser than the chasee.
All right.
So, because that just it makes more sense that way storyline wise. It's going to keep more butts in the seats, more viewers on TV, right. and that's what it's for. So at the end of the day, it's about business, and Daniel Bryan chasing for it is good for business.
Yeah. Yeah. So we agree on that.
So we agree on the last two.
Yeah. So. But we'll see what happens. I mean, next week we'll actually talk about the pay-per-view and tell you what happens if you didn't see it, if you missed Raw afterwards. I mean, stay tuned. But that's about it for, the pro segment today. I mean, you got anything you want to talk about?
No.
That was very convincing. So that's pretty much it for the pros this week. If you get the pay-per-view, cool. If not, you can follow our Twitter at Ring Icon, and you can catch some of the stuff as we tweet it out, because I'll be tweeting that. And then, I guess we'll see you on Monday. Monday we have a promotion builder going up, and that is about writing for a promotion.
Yeah,
so
make sure you go back to our Wednesday interview if you haven't seen it. We had Kyle Matthews on.
It was great.
All right, and it was an awesome interview. He's wrestled dark matches on Impact. He's wrestled people from Ring of Honor.
He's wrestled Daniel Bryan.
He's wrestled Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So as far as he's I think probably one of the most well-traveled wrestlers, independent wrestlers we talked to.
We've had some very experienced people on our interviews.
Yeah.
But he's the most travel.
I know he's planning on going to California here soon. He actually talks about that in that interview, I believe.
Yeah.
And going out there and wrestling for a promotion for a little while. I know every time we see him, because we see him at different shows. And like I said in the interview, if we see his name on the card, we know we're going to have at least one great match.
Yeah.
Regardless of who he's wrestling, he makes them look good.
Yeah.
So go check out that interview, and we have an interview. Who do we have coming up this Wednesday?
We have the Bombshell.
Dallas Andrews.
That's right.
So check her interview out. check out her page. We have some matches up, so check it out.
Yep. So until next week, just keep following Ring Icon. We got some new stuff coming out soon, and some new upgrades to the site. So we'll be talking about that next week. So until then, see ya.